Hello everybody, my name is Welfing, and welcome to the new and improved Tonu. Now, when I say Tonu, I mean, I thought of something. I might as well not. You know what? It's better yet to say this. What happens when you take no BS and let's be real and whatever and combine it with Tonu? You get Tonu. So from now on, I'm just not gonna do no BS, and I'm not gonna do let's be real. Okay, I'll probably still do like something let's be real. Depends on the topics. If I find a topic, I can create something for it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do Tonu. Just do news updates and wrap ups, you know. But I got a couple of things of news. Remember the Avengers? Let's start with that. So, Marvel Avengers has been said by many people have not been doing well. And I really mean not been doing well. Marvel's Avengers is currently not being talked about by nobody because it's not a good game. It is in fact kind of a shitty one. Time out. Let me be realistic. The Avengers is kind of doing this with its Steam charts. It has never been past a certain point, and it's been steadily declining because of the rate the content comes out. They literally said they're going to add certain things to the game, but let's be real, right? It ain't going to work out like that. They're seriously not going to get too much when it comes to this. This is going to really not be the best thing for them. What they should have did was they shouldn't have released the game that they did. Why, yes, you don't have to pay for the microtransactions. There's still microtransactions in the game. And yes, the story could have been better. And yes, AIM should not have been the villains. And yes, I would rather go play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Even though Ultimate Alliance 3 wasn't the best game in the genre, it is still a better game than Marvel Avengers. I at least have more fun and more characters that I can choose from, and more villains that I can fight, and not just fight the same three villains that I've ever fought, which are like robots, giant robots, and everything. And Forbes, oh yeah. Yep, forgot that I have an ad blocker on here. Pretty much, Marvel's Avengers falls silent with update plans again. Hawkeye's fate unknown. Meaning, they haven't said nothing to the fans who actually like the game about Hawkeye. Hawkeye, we don't know what happened to him. We know Kate Bishop was in the game, and what did they add to Kate Bishop? Nothing. You fight more generic robots. Like, why did they even add Kate Bishop if they add a Hawkeye? Like, what is going on? Black Panther is also coming, but like I said, no one is giving proper updates on the game. No one's giving proper updates on the game to the point where people would like to actually come back to it. It's actually quite sad at this point. So all I can say is to anybody who loves the game and like it, you may want to kind of get on them, completely. Next topic. This one's actually really funny to me. Cyberpunk, that big old game that came out, around the end of the year of last year, came out with so many glitches, bugs, and missing features to me that it genuinely was a game that I literally said, until it says update, I'm not going to put back in my console. I bought it day one like an idiot. I'd rather play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or I'd rather play any other game in this world that actually would entertain me. Speaking of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm gonna start streaming that too, but that's gonna be after I'm done with Grand Theft Auto 5 story and I'm done with Final Fantasy 12, so you can expect that next. That's the next game I'm gonna probably start streaming on the multiple streaming accesses I have, and that one will probably be Twitch exclusive, because I'm gonna start excluding things to one place because I use Restream, so I stream to all, but I'm gonna start streaming to like 1 or 2 platforms, but that's neither here nor there. Cyberpunk. I remember when I started streaming, and the first day I even got a glitch, I was just like, nah. Then the last day I played it, I got punched into a wall and could not move and said, nah, I'm done with this game. So that being said, I'll wait till the game updates before I even put it back in my console. Because I've been waiting for this game for too goddamn long. And it's more disappointing than the Avengers. But the creators finally took responsibility for their actions. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and see what he had to say, or the bishop had to say on that matter.
Hey everyone, my name is Marcin Iwiński and I'm the co-founder of CD Projekt. When I started CD Projekt 25 years ago, one of its founding principles was honest and direct communication with gamers. When CD Projekt Red, the game development part of CD Projekt, was born, it added something important to that principle, the ambition to make the best games in the world. It became our mission and something that guided us up until now. Based on that legacy of genuine and honest communication, you've trusted us and pre-ordered our game. And despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that. Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened. They all are incredibly talented and hardworking. Myself and the board are the final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game. Although, believe me, we never ever intended for anything like this to happen. I assure you that we'll do our best to regain your trust. Now I'd like to tell you how the situation looked like from the inside. Cyberpunk 2077 is huge in scope, and I'm not only talking about quests or things you see at first glance. I'm talking about a multitude of custom objects, interacting systems, and mechanics. In the game, everything is not stretched out over flat terrain where we can make things less taxing hardware-wise, but condensed in one big city and in a relatively loading-free environment. On its own, this is a challenge, but we made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. That was our core assumption, and things did not look super difficult at first. We knew the hardware gap, yes, but ultimately, I think that time has proven that we've underestimated the task. To give a concrete example, and the main culprit, we had to constantly improve our in-game streaming system for all-gen consoles. Streaming is responsible for feeding the engine with what you see on screen, as well as the game mechanics. And since the city is so packed and the disk bandwidth of all-gens is what it is, it constantly challenged us. Every change and improvement needed to be tested, and as it turned out, our testing did not show a big part of the issues you experience while playing the game. As we got closer to the final release, we saw significant improvements each and every day, and we really believed we would deliver in the final Day Zero update. Now let's talk about the review process. We started sending our PC review keys in the first days of December. On launch day, December 10th, we hit the ground running with a really good start on PC. While not perfect, it's a version of Cyberpunk we are very proud of. At the same time, we're fighting for quality on all-gen consoles till the very last moment. And every extra day of us working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is where we started sending console review keys on the 8th of December, which was later than we originally planned. This all happened while working from home with all the challenges resulting from the COVID-related restrictions. A lot of the dynamics we normally take for granted got lost over video calls or email, and we took that hit too. Now I'd like to tell you about our plans for the future and present a path for Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles and PC. We have already released 3 hotfixes improving the game, but that's just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to fix the bugs and crashes gamers are experiencing across platforms. Please expect bigger and smaller patches on a regular basis. The first update will be dropping within 10 days, and it will be followed by another, more significant one in the following weeks. We will, of course, continue to work on the game in future updates and improvements beyond that. Our big plans for supporting Cyberpunk in the long term did not change. As for the free DLCs, our initial plan was to deliver them just after the release, much like we did with The Witcher 3. We decided to focus on the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing the DLCs afterwards. Expect more information in the upcoming months. For those of you playing on next-gen consoles in back compatibility, you can still expect the free next-gen update for Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5 arriving in 2021. We are aiming at the second half of the year. I'd like to end this video by assuring you that we treat this entire situation very seriously and are working hard to make it right. The guiding principles of our company are still core to what we do. We still want to make amazing games and have an open communication with you, our players. For now, our immediate focus is to work hard on making sure you enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 regardless of platform. Beyond Cyberpunk, we have many plans for the future, which we'll share more about when we're ready. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
So Star Wars is now being made by a massive, entertainment. They're making the game. This is game right here. So let's go look at the sizzle reel and see what happens. Let's lower that for you. I don't need you to re-echo it. That's pretty cool. So that just means EA probably still owns their old games, if I'm correct. So does that mean we're gonna get Star Wars 1313 now? I would love Star Wars 1313. It would probably have been a good game, had EA not fucked it up, but we'll see.
Execute Order 66.
Red Group, you're our heavy hitters.
You've done it. The tunnels are open. Get in and attack the station core.
Oh, so apparently, not only is Ubisoft, which kind of has me a little bit kind of like, EA no longer owns the license to Star Wars. That's all I can say. Heaven. It's heaven on earth if EA no longer has the license. Yes! That being said, I think I'm going to cut this episode Tonu off. From now on, we're going to start doing Tonus with at least multiple things, in my opinions. But I have one more thing I have to say about this Ubisoft thing. While we know that Ubisoft did a very horrible thing by defending literal rapists and all that good shit, my problem is with Jim Sterling kind of constantly talking about it, but the way he's talking about it kind of irks me a little bit. He keeps doing it as his character, Jim Sterling, instead of actual, his real person. I think it's James Stanton, whatever the hell his real name is. Now, and I put this on this comment, like, you keep talking about certain subjects, right, while you're in character, and not talking about certain subjects out of character. That's not one of the subjects you need to talk about out of character. In character, I'm sorry. You need to talk about that shit out of character. Like, legit. Other than that, people aren't going to take you seriously, and people are just going to freaking tell you to stop. Because at some point, I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter. Yes, the company did some shitty shit, and I'm never going to forget that. That's why I'm not going to constantly buy Ubisoft games. It's fine. Like, I chose that. I chose it. I've already bought an Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Valhalla, that was, but you're not going to see me going, let me get to Division 3 or let me anything else. I understand, that the company perpetuated some nonsense and we don't need to talk about that. But, legit, it's not my place to talk about it. I can't really do it. The only thing is, people with higher platforms can talk about it. If a platform gets high enough, I could talk about it, but I'm not reaching that many people. So, I'm not going to, do nonsense and talk about something. I do wish my platform could reach higher people, but it's neither here nor there. It's just when Jim Sterling does it, and then he gets mad that people keep bypassing it kind of bugs me. I'm like, well, Jim, you're not doing it right. You're doing it wrong. But that's just me. I don't own this platform. I'm not on this stuff. So that being said, I'm going to end this update so I can edit this video and get it out in a reasonable time, and I'll catch you all later.
Once we have the mics aligned, to consume it too much.